Alrighty, so the first game of the 2024 MLS playoffs is in the books, and already my bracket is bust. So yeah, that does not bode well in terms of the rest of the playoffs, and how I would not be surprised that might be even worse in terms of my prediction compared to how I did in the Leeds Cup. But that being said, what a way to kick off the 2024 Audi MLS playoffs with a amazing game that we saw in this one. Though I will say that it was amazing mainly because yeah, Atlanta kind of make this one unnecessarily interesting with some mistakes that they made, and they are kind of very fortunate in the end. They were still able to pull through in the PK shootout. Now, early on, I thought Atlanta had most of the possession as Montreal was elected to sit back early. That wouldn't be the case for the majority of the game. Montreal kind of dictate the play for majority of the game. The first shot of the game did see Joseph Martinez put wide from long range. Spoiler alert. Joseph Martinez would have a big say in this game as well. Because, of course, he's going to have a big say against his former team. But in the 11th minute, Marshall Ruddy puts one right to Guzan. It was all Montreal, at least early in this one. Well, I say it's all Montreal, but they kind of started getting into this game and start to who done well in terms of winning the ball high up the pitch. That press seems like it was effective for Montreal early in this one. Saliba would then hits it right to Siwas as the shots were 3-0 for Montreal early. Saliba then puts it just high from long range. And again, up to this point, it was pretty much all Montreal. But then in the 29th minute, really completely against the run of play and really the first real attack that Atlanta has had. They put the ball into the back of the net. It's Brooks Lennon, the one that scored from Amador to make it 1-0 in favor of Atlanta. And usually it's Brooks Lennon, the one that is on the receiving end in terms of a beautiful cross he delivered to his teammate. But here he's the one that is able to hit this one. And wait, what a beautiful cross this was from Amador. And yeah, just like that, Atlanta takes a 1-0 lead. Again, it was completely against the run of play. Up to this point, Montreal was by far the better team, and it was the first shot of the game. Lennon then looked for another, but he completely fluffed his lines from 12 yards out. And yeah, there's no doubt that Brooks Lennon want to have that one back because from that close a range, and I know he did score a goal, but that should have been his second goal and should have been 2-0 in favor of Atlanta. And there was no doubt that the momentum was with the five stripes. It seems like Montreal, they completely are rattled and are suffering the after effect after kind of getting sucker punch after playing relatively well for the first 29 minutes, and then just all of a sudden one attack from Atlanta and they scored the opening goal of the game. Duke then puts it over from close range, but then in the 44th minute, Atlanta would get the second goal of the game. It's Stian Gregerson scoring only his third goal this season for Atlanta. He scored from Marenchek to make it 2-0 in favor of Atlanta. Well, the biggest issue for Montreal this season has been defending set pieces. They're one of the teams that is near the bottom of the list in terms of defending set pieces and conceding some of the most set piece goal this season, and this is an example of it. So yeah, that made it 2-0 in favor of Atlanta. It was a dream start for them. Almost very similar situation to the decision day game where they found themselves 2-0 up, and the question is, can they hold on again, just like they did against Orlando heading into the second half? And it kind of looked like it was the case, at least early on. Lennon would put one into the stands in the 48th minute before Wolf would hit one right to see Was. Atlanta clearly were the better team coming out of the gate. And again, Montreal, it still looked like they were rattled after giving up those two goals late in the first half, and the crowd seems like they were out of it too. I mean, you can clearly see that as much as they tried to motivate this team to get going, you couldn't hear much from what usually is a loud Star Saputo crowd. I'll tell you what, when there's a playoff game and it's a playoff atmosphere at Star Saputo, probably arguably one of the best playoff atmosphere in the league, but it was just completely out of it because Atlanta were the more dominant team coming out of the gate. Saba Lobjanidze was in on goal there, but he hits it right to Siwas. Yeah, that's one that Saba would want to have back. Consider how he always tends to score some big goals in these big moments. TRA then puts one into the stands, and MPF would puts it wide from close range. But then in the 63rd minute, and keep in mind this is where Montreal still continued to struggle to get things going on the attacking. It just feels like that front foot of Duke, Martinez, and Clark just kind of looked like they were off in this one. But in the 63rd minute, Montreal was handed a lifeline, and when I say they were handed a lifeline, they were gifted a lifeline here because guess who? It's that guy again, Joseph Martinez, scoring against his former team here to get one back from Montreal, and yeah, Guzan would not want to look this one back. I mean, this was just an easy catch. All he had to do was smother it, but he fumbled it, and his former teammate made him pay for making that big mistake. And yeah, Atlanta lead was cut in half. There was life in Montreal. You can kind of sense too because Saputo, who was at that point was relatively quiet. They were in full voice again. There's that belief once again that they can come back in this one. And really, Montreal again continued to start to dominate possession. Atlanta was just kind of pinned deep and looked to hold on. Very similar to what we saw in that Orlando game where they would just hang on for dear life, maybe trying to go row heave moment and ride their way to the first round playoff in this playing game. Guzan would then deny Campbell from close, and then he denied Pierce on the free kick, and that was a great free kick there from Tom Pierce, who I thought he made a big difference at least in regulation. Little did we know he unfortunately made an unfortunate bad difference when it comes to the PK shootout. But yeah, in the 80th minute, Rios did look to restore the 2-goal lead, but he just missed this one wide. And then Lobjanidze would put it high in the near post as Atlanta was looking to restore their 2-goal lead. But then late in this game, a penalty was given to Montreal. Now, originally, they said that this was whistle a penalty, and then the referee says it was a free kick that is just outside the box, and then they go to VAR to see whether or not indeed that was a penalty. And I had a feeling that was the case because there was definitely some uncertainty there that was very close to be on the line. And upon VAR look, they deemed that Lennon did indeed brought down Opoku in the box there, and yeah, it was very close. I mean, I think you can see maybe that left knee was still in the box when the pressure or when Lennon clipped him there in the box. Well, actually, I wouldn't say in the box, but kind of right on the line. And anything that is on the line, obviously that's gonna count as inside the box. So yeah, they give it a penalty for Montreal. So here comes Joseph Martinez again, once again trying trying to haunt his old team once again. I mean, he just loved to face against his former team, doesn't he? And that might be bad news if you're Inter Miami. Consider that's another team that he used to play for a bit. But yeah, he buries the penalty to tie the game up at two apiece. Once again, getting a brace against his former team. And really, as time winds down, you can see all the momentum was with Montreal. Star Saputo was just bouncing up to this point. They were pushing for the winner. Atlanta seems like they're now just trying to see out and take their chance to a PK shootout. The good news is they were able to get to that point, and we did go to a PK shootout in this game. And in the penalty kick shootout, we only saw one penalty that was missed, and as I mentioned, Tom Pierce is the only one that missed the PK in round number two. As Saba Lobjanidze, we talk about how he can step up in big moment for Atlanta to get himself a win, and really kind of you can argue at times single-handedly carried this team to this stage, and it's only fitting the fact that he would be the one that takes the chance to take the winning penalty, and he buries it. So yeah, in the end, Atlanta they kind of survive in this playing game. I mean, I know survive is not the right word to use when it comes to a play in game, but really Atlanta they probably shouldn't have made this even more dramatic than it is. They kind of made it a little tough on themselves in terms of some of the gifts that they gave to Montreal in this one, but in the end, despite the mistake that they made, it does not come back to bite them. They're moving on to face against Inter Miami in the first round of the playoffs. Shots in this one, 18 shots for the 13 that Atlanta had, 6 shots on goal for the 7 that Montreal has. Both teams had 5 shots off target, 4 shots that was blocked for the 2 that Atlanta has, and possession-wise, 63% possession compared to the 37% possession that Atlanta has in this game. And as I said, I'm already 0 for 1 when it comes to my prediction for the playoffs. Let's just hope I'm not 0 for 2. I'm pretty sure Portland fans are probably very nervous right now, considering I picked them to win that game. Although I did say that coming into this game, I did say in the playoff tier, there's really not much to separate for both of these teams. There could be a chance that I can see Atlanta moving on, and there could be a chance I see Montreal can move on as well. But in the end, Atlanta was just better in this game for most part. All this one. And I know again people are gonna say, well, this game kind of is in somewhat meaningless because we know one of these teams is gonna get absolutely blasted by Inter Miami. I don't know about that. I mean, again, I think Atlanta can definitely give Miami something some fight in the first round. And I even mentioned it, even though on paper you would expect Inter Miami to be able to cruise their way into the second round, the two teams that they're facing, the two team that they potentially could face in the first round isn't really favorable for them. I mean, both of the team has been able to get wins against Miami on the road, nevertheless. So there's no doubt Atlanta is gonna look to try to replicate that again, and we'll see whether or not they can do so. I mean, if they can, I mean that's gonna be a major upset, but also one that I'm pretty sure Commissioner Gabber and also the Apple TV CEO will be just kicking themselves if they see that the Messi show basically get zapped away after round number one. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure as you like, smash the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments below what do you think of this game. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tomorrow I'll do the review of the Western Conference playing game, and then of course we'll do the preview in terms of those round one matchup. Unfortunately, I couldn't do the preview for these wild card games because I just kind of ran out of time to do so. But until then, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you like, smash the subscribe button, and yeah, I of course will see you guys next time.